Life leader Frank Pavone here, bringing you my daily diary. Today I want to tell you what I did from September 18th to 21st of 2024. So to the 18th was a Wednesday. I was here at my office, up early as usual at my desk, and just a lot of interplay between work at my desk on emails, paperwork, and phone calls, and meetings with different staff and tapings in the studio with different pro-life leaders. So the way it all unfolded was early portion of the morning, staff meetings in the AM, and then work at my desk on the following things. Connection with an AP reporter who wanted some comments from me. Legal offensives that Preach for Life is taking against the abortion industry. Let's see, communication with some high donors, preparations for our leadership meeting of the pro-life national leaders. Leaving some instructions for our handyman, some building repairs that have to be done. Preparing an article for an online publication. A faith group that Governor DeSantis runs, communication with them. The monthly statement we send to our donors, the annual report of Preach for Life being formatted to send out, approval of email blasts, work on a Preach for Life book, a book about our accomplishments, work on friend of the court filings that we're going to do in different pro-life cases, confirming of different invitations for upcoming trips, working with my staff in regard to online advertising, working to follow up on the webinar that we did for the pregnancy centers on the new prenatal app, See Baby Grow. Ballots in different states, communicating about election integrity matters and early voting. Let's see, some more work with regard to the Florida March for Life, the online liturgy, templates that we use to send out information to the priests and the churches, and preparation for our September 22nd online prayer event. Now, at 10 in the morning, I went into the studio to do the live scripture broadcast. After that, at 11, I had a meeting with our vice chairman and fundraising director, talking about some ideas that we're going to implement to put our projects before the donors. More staff meetings after that, and work at my desk until, with a quick lunch break in between, until 1 o'clock, when I was back in the studio interviewing a Florida pro-life leader about some aspects of battling against our abortion amendment. Back to my desk after that, and then back in the studio at 3 o'clock when I did a spot with one of our Silent No More ladies. Back to my office, more work at my desk on the topics I mentioned already, and then back in the studio at 4 o'clock, where we interviewed one of our Preach for Life medical advisors, Dr. Byron Calhoun, again about these abortion amendments and the deceptive language in there about health, healthcare provider, and viability. Back to my desk, got some end-of-day updates from staff, and then worked quietly into the evening before and after supper, and went to bed kind of early that night. Thursday the 19th, again, very similarly here in my office, morning, checking in with various staff, had a morning meeting, in fact, right after the briefing with some of our executive team, our social media team, our website people, our technology people, our resource department. We had to get different people in those departments together for different meetings because of the work they're doing on various projects that we had to coordinate. So we did that like, I don't know, like 8:45 or so until about 9:45. And then at 10 o'clock, I was in the studio doing the live scripture broadcast. And then right after that, a meeting with our video and social media team. At 11:30, I went on to a Zoom call with pro-life and pro-family leaders from around Florida, including some people from Governor DeSantis' office. And this particular meeting was really a time of prayer and some updating about our fight against ballot amendment 4, the extreme abortion measure. I had to leave that meeting a little bit early because then at noon I had an hour and a half Zoom meeting with another group, the group in Hollywood that meets with me once a month, and we do not just prayer time, but also they ask me for updates about what's going on in the pro-life movement, and it's always a very fruitful conversation. So that was from like noon to about 1:30. 2 o'clock, I had a meeting in our gift entry department. In between all of these meetings, there wasn't a dull moment because I was constantly responding to requests from staff and different emails about things information they needed, and other pro-life leaders. Then after that meeting in the gift entry department, I came back and taped the Praying for America program for that evening. And then after I did that and finished up some more work at my desk, I had a phone call with Mark, one of our administrators, updating work of the day. I usually take my daily walk while I'm having that end of day call, and we covered a lot of ground there. And then at night, I had a meeting with the staff person who handles our speaking engagements and our travels, working out some details with him. Then we came to Friday the 20th of, let's see, did I go over the topics I dealt with on Thursday the 19th? I don't think I did. QR codes, some of our staff who create those for us, some meetings about that, renewal of website domains, scheduling interviews with leaders, the 115 Forum Leaders Meeting, the work in the states against the ballot measures, the liturgical resources online, the March for Life Florida that we're helping to plan, the prayer event on the night of the 22nd, shows being prepared for online broadcast in collaboration with the various states, their various states individually reaching out to us for help. Friday the 20th, again, very busy office day, up pretty early. Lots of work at my desk, work in regard to an upcoming congressional briefing upon pro-life, communication with the public about our Stand True youth outreach, and more preparation for the prayer broadcast for Sunday the 22nd. That's about the ballot measures. Did early meeting with our executive director and various members of our staff who are responsible for the broadcast schedule. What do you see on our broadcast channels every day? So we had a meeting to finalize the schedule for this coming week about all of that. And then I had to have a meeting with our technology and social media team, getting down into the details for the technology needed for the Sunday night broadcast. We have the technology, but we just had to plan out more details of the live national prayer broadcast. We did that at 10 a.m. I did another live broadcast of the daily scripture reflections. That went well. Back to my desk for some of the other things I mentioned. 11 o'clock meeting with our finance director just for routine updates. 12:15 phone meeting with our vice chairman. Again, basic updates. 1:15 Praying for America episode in the studio, and then in between this I'd be on the phone, grab a quick lunch, take care of more communications with staff. 1:15, like I said, Praying for America program, and then right as soon as that was done, came back into my office, hopped on Zoom, and had a 1-hour interview, me on another program on online, a radio, video kind of program, and that went for a half hour. Then I caught up on more email work, and then at 4 o'clock, I had a Zoom meeting together with our executive director and someone from Australia who works in the area of healing after abortion and wanted some guidance from us, so I did that. And then continued. It was a busy work evening, actually, at my desk as I continued to just catch up on paperwork. Saturday the 21st, got up early, had some breakfast, checked in with some emails, Defending Life Alliance of Florida, and one of the deacons who's very pro-life here in Florida, who relies on our resources, communicating with those people. Then I got into the car at about 7:45 and drove over towards Orlando, about a 50-minute drive to a church there, where I was the first speaker in a Convocation for Life, the National Institute of Family and Life Advocates, which is a big pregnancy center network, together with Florida Right to Life, together with others, put this day together, and I gave the kickoff speech for that day of special gathering, and it was about the amendment for this pro-abortion ballot measure. And I talked about all the amendments actually in 9 other states as well. After I gave that talk, I had to run to my car and drive about 2 hours and 15 minutes to get up to Jacksonville, where I was the final speaker for a similar meeting there. It happened during the same time frame, so I had the first people in Orlando make me the first speaker, and then the people in Jacksonville make me the last speaker. So I was able to make it literally just in time. Gave my talk there, had lunch with them, had a board meeting for a new group, the Defending Life Alliance of Florida. We're planning a statewide March for Life. And then we did an early dinner together, very, very nice, catching up with everybody. And then I drove another 2 hours from there back to my office. On the way, had a very good conversation with one of our pro-life members of Congress, and then also a very good conversation after that while still driving with one of our priests who helps out with Priests for Life. Got back to my office and settled in for I did my evening walk when I got back. I try to make a half-hour walk each day. And then I settled into some quiet work at my desk, not for too very long, because then I went to bed pretty early as well. So there it was, the 18th through the 21st of September, 2024. Hope your days are going well. Thanks for supporting our work. Let's together work towards victory for the unborn. God bless you.